Your library's website is more than a website. It's actually a digital branch, and it's an incredibly important way to drive people to your library and to help them find out about your services and items. And I have 3 big tips for you that you can implement to make your website more discoverable out there on the vast internet. And you do not have to be a fancy website developer to put these tips into practice. We're going to talk about that in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Angela Hursh, the person behind the blog, superlibrarymarketing.com. Head there, look for the tab that says Library Marketing Show to suggest a topic for a future episode, or to submit a nomination for Kudos, some library that's doing some great library marketing. Maybe it's yours. I love Kudos nominations, and we're going to give away Kudos a little later in today's show. Before we get to that, please, if you haven't yet already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, you can click on that follow button. You'll get notifications every time I upload a video. Also, if you find this video helpful, useful, inspiring, scary, whatever, give me a thumbs up or express your feelings using the emoticons available and start a conversation down in the comments. So your library's website, I look at a lot of them. I love library websites. I think they're a really incredible way to reach people in your community. And there are some things that you can do to make your library more discoverable out there in the vast world of the internet. So there are 3 big tips I'm going to give you today. After you watch this video, you can go and implement these tips right away on your library's website. The first tip is to really think about your keywords. Keywords are incredibly important with library websites, well, any website in general. Think of Google and other search engines as like spiders. They're constantly crawling around the internet, and they're looking for clues as to what your library's website, what is it about? What's on here? What information is available to people? So keywords give them those clues. And think about the kind of words that people in your community might use to search for things on your website. So you have a makerspace. What keywords or what search might they use to find the equipment that you have in your website? Where 3D printers near me? Or for your collection, people might search free books or ebooks available, book clubs to join, all those kinds of things. Those are keywords you can add to your website that make your pages more discoverable. The second tip is to create a separate landing page for every branch of your library. I'm going to put a link to a library that I think is doing a really great job of this, and many libraries do, but some libraries have a couple of branches and they have all of them on one page. So they'll have, North Shore branch and the address and the phone number. This advice is to put a separate landing page on your website for each of those locations, using that location and maybe the neighborhoods that it serves as keywords. So making sure that your text on those pages include those keywords so people can find it. If they're searching for a library near North Shore, they're going to come up with the separate landing page with your North Shore library. The third big easy tip for driving website traffic to your library is to make sure that your partner organizations and any organization that you work with shares a link to your website on their site. So in particular, the example I'm thinking of, a lot of libraries get press coverage. Newspapers, TV stations, radio stations are doing lots of great coverage about libraries across the US. I get really frustrated when I come across a great press article about a library and that article does not include a link to that library's website. And I have to open up a new tab and search, and I have to make sure I'm getting the right library because lots of libraries have the same name. Ask your partner organizations to include a link to your website from their websites. It's so easy. It helps drive traffic. It helps your search ranking on Google. And so just make that ask so that you can get more traffic. All of these tips came from a great infographic that I found on social media today. I'm going to put a link to that down in the show description if you're watching on YouTube, or in the comments if you're watching on LinkedIn. And total side note, guys, take a look at this infographic, because while the information is great, is it me, or is this infographic really difficult to read? Which is another lesson that we can learn from our for-profit partners. Make sure that the text on your infographics are clear and large enough and of a font that is accessible, because I had a difficult time actually reading this infographic. It feels like it's not accessible to me. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. All right, let's give away kudos for today. And so I'm a little biased. This is my former library where I used to work before I took my current job, the Public Library of Cincinnati and Hamilton County. But I wanted to call them out because they did this great story on their blog about one of their community members who used his library's free resources to ace the U.S. citizenship test. And they did a great story, a profile on this patron. And this is a great example of patron as hero storytelling. It was incredibly moving. I remembered it. It's been a couple of weeks since the story was posted, and I still remember it. So I just wanted to give them kudos. I thought this blog post in particular is a great one for others to emulate. Kudos to the Public Library of Cincinnati and Hamilton County. That's it for today's show, but my channel has lots more tips. So if you're interested in learning more about library promotions, click on the next video and I will see you there.